company, Tamlyn has been built on constant growth and evolution ever since its inception in 1971, always seeking to meet the needs of the architecture and construction industries that they serve. Today on Taking It to the Extreme, we're focusing in on Tamlyn's XtremeInterior product line and exploring how it's implemented in the world around us. So Bailey, tell me a little bit about the history of Tamlyn. How did the company get started?
Okay, so Tamlyn started back in 1971 by Ron Tamlyn Sr., actually in the backyard of his house with $800 of borrowed money and with lots of help from his 4 sons and his wife, Jean. Still family owned and operated today. Started back just doing simple stamped materials, plywood clips, flashings, structural connectors, things like that. Then about 15 years ago, they started their Extreme Trim division.
So one of the things I think is fascinating about the story of this company is that, as you mentioned, started in Ron Tamlyn's backyard, right? Yes. And now it is grown into this international enterprise, right? And the XtremeInterior product really just represents that continuous drive for improvement, right?
Yes, absolutely. XtremeInterior is their newest line, so that was just kind of their way to help continue that same clean lines from the exterior side into the interior line. The extrusion process starts with aluminum. It's then going to be alloyed with magnesium and silicone. It's formed into a billet. The billet's then going to be warmed, which gives it basically the consistency of Play-Doh. And then it's going to be pushed through a die. So when the aluminum's pushed through your die, it comes out, the finished product is your profile.
So now that we know what the product is, where do you see this in use? Do you see it everywhere now that you know exactly what it is and you know what to look for?
Yes. Well, now that you know what you're looking for, you will see these profiles and aluminum extrusions everywhere. Whether it is high-end residential, commercial, aviation, hospitality, education, healthcare, there is a profile for every project that you can think of.
So Raquel, when it comes to decision-making time for designers, for architects, why do they end up choosing aluminum trim and what benefits does it provide for them?
Aluminum trim is a modern aesthetic, so I think with the versatility in it, the different finish options, color options that they're given, as well as the different profiles that are available, that all adds to their design. With different color options, different finishes, you can customize the profiles if you have a specific size.
Now I find this wall to be a really unique example because we were talking about clean lines and, you know, straight and very modern aesthetic, but this is a little bit more of a creative type space right here. This allows for a designer to really show off their creative side and make something truly unique. Talk to me a little bit about this and what this illustrates about the versatility of the product.
So this wall in particular will show the clean, fine lines that aluminum trim can give. Here we have it being used in a really unique way where they're not just going horizontal and vertical. And they did a poppy color, but they kept the aluminum trim clear anodized finish.
One of the other things about the product, in addition to how it looks, I've focused a lot on the aesthetics of it, right? But there's also a functionality to it in that it can be extremely durable, right? And so how durable is the product and can it stand up to the test of time?
Aluminum trim is definitely one of the more durable materials being used. With it being used on the exterior, that really showed that to us with the different weather that it's up against.
Sure.
Interior, you need it in these corners of hospitals and different commercial and even residential places with the corners and being able to clean it with basically anything.
Lunch and Learns at Tamlyn are a way of educating designers and architects on what the product is and the intricacies of how it's used. Tamlyn travels across the country and around the world to educate people on their products. Lunch and Learns capture everything from the beginning stages to the final product and finish options. In just 1 hour, designers and architects are educated on what aluminum is, its benefits, and the support Tamlyn provides overall. When it comes to aluminum trim, Tamlyn is with you every step of the way. So Dana, one of the big trends we've seen in design has been that rise in minimalism, right? Just the really clean lines, sophisticated looks. And this hasn't just stayed at the high end, right? It's made its way down into restaurants and all the way down into fast food.
Absolutely. So specifically right now, we've seen the McDonald's renovation. So it started with a big push from McDonald's corporate. They worked with Gensler to renovate their headquarters in Chicago, and really that's just trickled down. So over the next couple of years, they're going to modernize every single interior of the locations in the United States.
So we've talked about the versatility of this product, and we just mentioned fast food, but how many other industries is this really touching? Are we seeing this trend grow even wider?
Yeah, so exciting for us. Not only to have something in our own backyard here in Houston with the Methodist Nurses Tower renovations, but the Hard Rock, of course, cool guitar-shaped hotel, right? Nothing gets better than that. Both of those places are making use of our corner pieces, places that are high traffic, gonna get cleaned a lot, touched a lot. So instead of having those ugly stick-on corners that we always say, like, we don't want to take away from your design, we want to add to your design.
Right.
So this is perfect places to utilize those.
So Extreme Interior really represents a step forward for Tamlyn, kind of out of just being an exterior company and into the interior, coming inside the building. What does this represent for you guys just as a company, just representing that whole step forward idea and moving into the future?
So yes, innovation, definitely the foundation of Tamlyn and what Ron and his wife really built the company on. Saying we're gonna listen to the industry, we're gonna provide quality products, and we're gonna adapt as we need to, not just with technology, but listening to designers and doing what they want, creating products that they need.